Alright, it's Friday, June 20th, 2025. And this is like number 17 of my Anatomy of a Song series. I think it's number 17 at least. I figured I should do a song about the winter time since it's summertime, because that doesn't make any sense. This song is called Where the Sun Rises, and it's from my Winter in the Other Worlds album. It's all winter type songs, and this is a very old album that I wrote probably over 10 years ago. Most of the songs, at least, came from that time period. It's standard tuning. I tried to mess around a little bit today with drop D to see if I could come up with a different arrangement, but nothing was sparking in my brain. So it's standard tuning. It's a waltzy song. Very easy to play, even for people just beginning guitar. It's only like 4 chords. There's a little jam session at the end, but it's kind of easy too. I just wanted to mix it up a little. It's a very bluesy, waltzy song. I don't really know how else to explain it, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It might actually change to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 during the chorus part, which gets a little bit more dynamic and up tempo. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure. Even I struggle between the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There is a difference, and I know there's a difference between those two time signatures, but sometimes it's hard for me to really distinguish which one I'm counting, so I just don't even think about it. This is why I couldn't be a drummer, because drumming is so much about keeping time, and you have to have this like sixth sense of mathematics almost to be technical, a human metronome, stuff like that. I don't think I could ever be a drummer because of that. Like, I understand time signatures and I understand 1, 2, 3. There's like a different on the 1 or on the 3. I don't know, man. Time signature stuff. You can get real nerdy with it, real proggy, and I respect that stuff because it's very like Dillinger, Escape Plan, and even like I just listened to a podcast about Soundgarden, and they use like 7-time and Spoon Man, and I do like exploring that stuff, but I don't know, when I write a song, or at least back then, over 10 years ago, I didn't even pay attention to time signatures. I just get a melody in my head and I just form the song. I don't think of it like, oh, this is a waltz, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just don't think of it like that. Now I do, because I'm kind of dissecting each song that I do each week, and I'm trying to explain and sound somewhat intelligent. I never took a music theory class. I never really took lessons or anything, just my friends teaching me stuff and learning from just listening to music, really. So yeah, I'm not educated in music theory or anything, but that's kind of a lame excuse, because you can go on YouTube and spend all day learning from other people who are way more proficient than I am at music theory. And I've done that in the past, where people explain time signatures and other, basic music theory stuff, because it could get crazy with polyrhythms and stuff like that. I understand that stuff, but I don't really understand it. If I was in a room of musicians and they're like, oh, what about that polyrhythm in that one Stevie Wonder song? Like, yeah, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's probably very basic. It's just competing rhythms, right? Like, I don't know. But stuff like that, yeah, I don't pay attention to when I'm writing music. Just to get a basic blueprint of a song, you don't really need that stuff. It's cool to be knowledgeable. Like, it's always good to have that education. I'm not putting that down. Like, I always say, if I get to the point where I can record my own stuff, I'm gonna have to take months and months to learn production and stuff like that. It might be cool as an amateur person like myself. Never took production classes to see what I could do with it, because I don't know fuck all about production. It's way above my head. So, but basically, this song is a waltz. It's a 1 2 3 4 5 6 or a 1 2 3 1 2 3. I wrote this song like in a Starbucks parking lot. One day after work, I went to a Starbucks in Philadelphia and just hung out in the parking lot, and the song just came out in like 5-10 minutes, most of it at least. And then I wrote the lyrics later, but the melodies came out pretty quickly. I think the original recording is the one I'm going to share on my Substack. I believe it is, but I'm not positive. But sometimes it just happens like that. I'll get right into the song now. When I first conjured this song in my head, I was like, you should have an a cappella in the beginning to make it real haunting. So as the song fades in, there's no music. It's just maybe a couple of voices going together in harmony. And you gotta look at it like it's almost like a horror movie. That's the type of atmosphere I want, like very foreboding. And it gets pretty heavy with heavy guitars, but there could be like some cool finger picking acoustic stuff too. So the beginning of this song, if I didn't say, the song's called Where the Sun Rises. I don't think I mentioned that yet. It's number 5 off my Winter in the Other Worlds album, and it's called Where the Sun Rises. I would have like an intro a cappella, and this would be the simple vocal melody. There is a place where the sun rises over the mountains. And, you could have harmonies on that. It's a very simple melody, but it kind of connects the song together. I would say you begin the song with that, with no music, and you end the song with that, or something similar. Just like a bookend like that. I think it's kind of cool, because when I think of that Southern Gothic flavor, I think of that too, like a cappella voices, because I don't know, something about the folky bluegrass harmonies don't make sense to my brain. I don't know how people do that shit. The harmonies of bluegrass and Southern Appalachia stuff, I don't know how people do that with their vocals. It's crazy to me. So that's basically how the song starts. There is a place where the sun rises over the mountains. 1 2 3 1 2 3. So it goes into a D minor after that. There is a place where the sun rises over the mountain. Scars on the heavenly light. this, but this is kind of how the song goes. It's a waltzy song, and it goes some weird chord progressions. Starts with a D minor. Scores of... I can't sing in the upper register still. Like, I'm having trouble with that. Scores of heavenly light illuminating the passing, rolling rivers of wine flowing under the canyon, distant blue confiscated connection, Diggins fire, fame of vanity's crime. This is where it gets very passionate, almost shoegazy. I hear loud as fuck guitars here. I heard you were buried alive. Heard you were buried alive. The devil is down by your side. The devil is down by your side. You can get heavy there with some guitar stuff. I'm actually figuring out new stuff. Before I just had an A minor chord there. I heard you were buried alive. I heard you were buried alive. But instead of A minor, you could play this weird chord. It's just X 0 9 0 10 0. The devil is down by your side. The devil is down by your side. Just get weird with the chords there. I like playing stuff up on the neck just because it doesn't sound like it should work, but with loud fuzz it could work better than acoustic. It still sounds pretty cool with acoustic guitar though. I like the chorus to this song more than anything. You could get really passionate with loud guitars and even like a female-male vocal harmony. That's kind of how I hear it in my head. Some of the best southern type old country stuff is duos. Like, I have a whole collection of vinyl. I think it's like, I don't know, some cheap RCA box set of all these great country duos. It's actually pretty cool. So I kind of hear this like a man and a woman singing together. I heard you were buried alive. Heard you were buried alive. The devil is down by your side. The devil is down by your side. Yes, there's potential for some cool stuff there. With a simple song like this, yeah, you want to rock out. Dueling guitars or whatever you want to do. Even though I hear this as a country-inspired song, like, I want to make it heavy with shoegaze noise because that's what I'm always going for these days, at least. And people have done that. I've listened to a lot of shoegaze over the last few years, and even there's a band from Australia that kind of connects country, rootsy Americana stuff with shoegaze, and they put it together like that. I'll link it that'll be one of the bands I link. Apologies, I forget the name of the band. Something Colors. I don't know. I'll link it in my Substack page in the notes. Yeah, I forget the name of the band. But especially on their newest album, the first song, it's like very country shoegaze. They blend it together really well because it doesn't sound like that would be two genres you could easily put together, country, folky stuff with shoegaze, but it works. Somehow it works. So basically, that's the structure of the song. Scores of heavenly light illuminating the passing, rolling rivers of wine flowing under the canyon, distant blue, confiscated connection, dragon's fire, fame of vanity's crime. 2, 3. I heard you were buried alive. Heard you were buried alive. The devil is down by your side. The devil is down by your side. Then you could go. There is another verse to this. I keep singing the first verse only, but after that part, that sounds pretty cool actually. That transition. Was for shelter and spite. There is. I didn't mention this the first time. When I first made this demo years and years ago, I was playing it like this. Shit, I forget. That's it. Play like that if you want. It's kind of more bluesy, folky feel if you play it like that. Was for shelter and spite, decorated deception, raid the fortress at night, victim villain volition, pay the price. Goes to E minor. I forgot to go there. So it's D minor, which I love. I love minor chords. A minor, and then the second part of the verse is. Oh, I guess you could also call this a bridge, but whatever you want to call it. It goes to an E minor. Pay the price or pray for primal protection. Sacred fire, scourge of scaling these heights. I can't sing it that well. Sacred fire, scourge of scaling these heights. back to the chorus again. I heard you were buried alive. Heard you were buried alive. The devil is down by your side. The devil is down by your side. So yeah, that's the whole song. It's a simple, folky, shoegaze, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's really powered by the chorus of this song, because the chords don't really change that much, but the chorus is pretty powerful. I don't know what the hell I'm singing about really, but it's just more of that Southern Gothic stuff that captures your imagination. A lot of the Winter in the Other Worlds album features songs like this, and I like this album a lot because I don't write songs like this anymore. Very rarely. Like, I don't, right now I'm not writing anything new really. Just sometimes I'll have some rap lyrics in my head that I put down, like 4 at a time, like 4 lines at a time, because I'm not really trying to write new material. And it's cool to go back to an album like this from 15 years ago, or maybe not that long, but close to that, 10 years ago at least. And these are some of the earliest songs I ever wrote, so it's kind of interesting to see where my head was back then as a songwriter and what kind of music I was trying to mimic. I'm not even really sure, like, what kind of music is this? I don't know. It is inspired by the Southern Gothic stuff and bluesy folklore stuff, and how can you not like that stuff? It's like learning Grimm's fairy tales as a kid and just getting freaked out by it all. It's cool, I like that stuff. Like, I'll talk shit about religion and all the stupid fairy tales and the Bible and shit, but in terms of the imagery and some of the morality tales, yeah, there's some good stuff. There's some cool shit. You know, a lot of it's the same. Like, if Grimm's fairy tales, if you took that collection and said, this is the Bible, would it really be that different? I don't think it would be. It's the same stories. Like, if Little Red Riding Hood was in the Bible, you probably wouldn't even think twice about it, really. Like, oh yeah, this is a metaphor about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. So it's all connected like that, and I guess this song is kind of going for that. I don't know. I don't really know if there's a specific theme of the lyrics. Not really. Just the sun rises somewhere. I don't know. I can make up some bullshit, but I really have no idea where the words came from. This is one of those songs where I can't tell you. I just needed to come up with phrases that sounded cool, and that's all it is. The chorus is pretty simple, but it works. I like it. I heard you were buried alive. Because you could get really powerful with it when you play this live. You could get pretty fucking crazy with it. Heard you were buried alive. The devil is down by your side. The devil is down by your side. And the second time or the third time you go through the chorus, I did put like an outro jam to this, and it's very simple. It's going back to the same chords that I kind of already was kind of playing before. It starts with 14, 15, 15. should probably play the chorus and then go into this because I want it to be loud shoegaze stuff. You're buried alive, as you were buried alive. The devil is down by your side. The devil is down by your side. Of course, if I was in a room jamming that part, hopefully other people would contribute with some cool solo stuff and other shit, because it's a simple 4-chord progression, but playing it with an acoustic sounds cool. I'm hearing it like as just a loud, noisy, crazy ending to the song, to just end it with a very loud, kind of raw, chaotic feel to it. Because the imagery of this song is kind of dark and shit, so it gives it kind of a catharsis. Like you're getting through the dark shit of this song and then just saying fuck it and going crazy and jamming out at the end. That's basically how I write my songs. I like to have a catharsis at the end, and it's usually just some loud jam session like that. No words, maybe screaming if you feel like screaming. Because this whole song has kind of a claustrophobic feel to it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There's a lot of possibilities. If you're new to this channel, I usually say I haven't tried to play this song probably in like 3 or 4 years. I know how it goes, and I have the recording of the original to fall back on. When I first started this, before I started this video this morning, I thought it was actually a C chord, but I was like, nah, maybe C minor. And I was playing it like that, and it didn't make sense to me. There is a place where the sun rises over the mountain. But it didn't make sense, and then I realized it was a D minor, not C. So yeah, it's kind of weird to revisit these songs. I have to relearn them. I was getting a little frustrated because I couldn't figure out the chord arrangements, but then I was like, it's a D minor. Scores of heavenly light illuminating the passing. Flowing, rolling rivers of wine, flowing under the can. Yeah, and it goes to A minor. It's pretty much all minor chords in this one. I was just listening to something. Man, I forget. It was Rolling Stones. Yeah, last week I did Rolling Stones, and one of the band members said he refused to play minor chords for Wild Horses. I forget which one, or maybe it was one of the studio people, Muscle Shoals. I don't know. But somebody hated playing minor chords and refused to play it or some shit. But I'm kind of the opposite. I use minor chords in almost every song I write, almost. I think I heard somewhere that John Denver never used minor chords. I believe I wrote that in my book because I had a little tribute to John Denver. And I was like, I can never write a song like Country Roads because it's too sunshiny and happy. Maybe that's like the ultimate antithetical song to this one. The complete polar opposite would be like John Denver, Sunshine on My Shoulder, or I don't know, Take Me Home, Country Roads, all those famous ones, Annie's song, all those famous John Denver songs, like they're completely opposite than the songs I'm writing for this album that I wrote for this album already. Winter and the Other Worlds, they're all a lot of minor chords, a lot of dark kind of historical stuff. Like I have a song called A Walk to Kenosha about like that crazy shit from the 1500s where I don't know, the Holy Roman Emperor or some shit had to like kneel in the blizzard for 3 days to gain reconciliation or some shit. I was going down some weird historical folklore stuff. That's supposedly a true story, but it sounds like a Game of Thrones episode. Like that stuff's very interesting to me, how people handled shit politically in medieval times and shit. It's interesting, like I'm sure some places in the world still do shit like that, so it's good to live in America. Yeah, there's probably some places in the world where it's worse than medieval times. It's a big fucking world, man. This is the part of the video where I try to act intelligently, but I say a bunch of dumb shit. But yeah, when I make my Substack video later, Adia Victoria, I'll link her because she's like the closest I can come to of Southern Gothic music. She had an album called Southern Gothic. I'll link like a John Denver song just to show the complete opposite of what I'm going for. And that shoegaze band that I mentioned, Flying Colors or something like that. But I think you spelled their name weird, but whatever. I'll put it on my Substack page. Whatever else comes into my head, I'm probably forgetting about stuff now. About Fleet Foxes, the White Winter Hymnal. You want to talk about harmonies and shit. If you never heard Fleet Foxes, like they're pretty popular. But their first couple albums, their harmonies are just like Beach Boys, like a more folklore-ish Beach Boys. And yeah, they're crazy talented. There's a couple songs I could pick where they talk about weird shit like this. They're probably, whether I knew about it or not at the time, they're probably the band that inspired this song because I was listening to Fleet Foxes back then. Decemberists, Fleet Foxes. And yeah, they have that folklore element. Both of those bands do it sometimes at least. And yeah, it's just... it gives you a cool base to write lyrics, and they don't have to make sense. Like I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm writing these lyrics about. I just need to make stuff that gives people interesting visuals, hopefully. So yeah, I don't know, it's not really about anything specifically. And maybe the majority of my songs are kind of like that. Because, yeah, I can make up some shit like, hey, this song was about this, and some of my songs are like that. Like I just said, The Walk to Kenosha, it is about like a real event, something I learned about in like high school history class. But this one, yeah, it's not about anything in general. It's just the southern folky, devilish type of song, folklore. That folklore type of music that's very interesting to me. And I think that type of music calls for minor chords, right? Like, not exactly sad stuff, but just like kind of a darker, foreboding type of atmosphere. I'm not sure if White Winter Hymnal, that's kind of a happy song. I was caught up in the... I can't sing that. But the White Winter Hymnal, yeah, that's probably not minor chords. It's probably major chords because it's kind of a very, very Beach Boys, Beatles type of feel to it. Very Beach Boys. But that's basically the whole song. Like, I didn't spend that much time playing this song today because it's simple chord progression of what, 2 or 3 chords that I use throughout the whole thing. And when you get to that jam at the end, then you could kind of get funky with it. But yeah, the chorus is the glue to this whole thing because you're gonna probably sing the chorus 3 or 4 times, get crazier with it, maybe with 2 different vocalists singing this would be kind of interesting. Heard you were buried alive. Heard you were buried alive. The devil is down by your side. The devil is down by your side. Then go right into the outro. Whatever. It sounds kind of weird on acoustic. It might actually sound better drop D, but I don't know. Oh, it's something to mess around with later, I guess. But yeah, you could go for a couple minutes just jamming out to weird stuff like that. Even go back to that shit. Yeah, it's tough for me to have like a jam session with myself, but people do it. I love those videos on YouTube where people play every instrument. Like, it's crazy, some of these talented people where they'll have different videos like in boxes of them playing drums, guitar, singing, all going at the same time. Yeah, I'm not at that level. The only other instrument I might be able to play is bass guitar because I kind of have a sense of how to play bass. I've never played a bass guitar though. When it comes to rhythm, even though like isn't acoustic guitar kind of a percussive instrument? I could be wrong about that. I don't think I have rhythm to play drums or anything. Like my left to right. I said it before. Like I don't have good coordination when it comes to rhythm stuff like that. It took me a long time to play simple stuff on guitar. Like the first song I probably learned was like My Sharona or some shit like that. Or a lot of Sublime stuff. When I first learned to what a G chord, C chord, B minor, when I learned like 5, 6 chords, then you could play some Sublime songs. That's what my childhood was like, teenage years. High school, I just wanted to learn Sublime songs pretty much. I forget. But I'm going way off track here. Basically, why was I talking about that? Oh yeah, I don't have a good drummer brain. Like I do believe in the Bob Ross thing. Bob Ross, the painter dude, he was like anyone can teach themselves anything if you practice enough. I do live by that. I believe if you lock me in a room with a drum set for like 6 months and all I did was eat and play drums, eat shit and play drums, yeah, you're gonna get good eventually. Like you could learn it in your brain if you just keep going and going. It's like learning to do anything. If you do it for enough hours, you're going to become proficient at some level. But some people just have that natural ability. Like I don't know. I don't know who my favorite drummer is. I don't fucking know people's names that well. But yeah, people say the guy from Rush and Led Zeppelin. I don't know what makes a good drummer because I don't understand the instrument, to be honest. I really don't. When I used to go see live bands, yeah, I love seeing the drummer go nuts, but I don't understand how to play drums. Like I don't have that ability to. Even when I air drum, like I look really stupid. When I play air drums, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So yeah, I don't know, rhythm and stuff like that. Maybe I'm just trying to say I respect drummers more than anybody. Maybe drummers are the best, most skillful uh, instrumentalists in any band. I don't know. I've never been in a band, but I always said vocalist because to use your vocals is so difficult. I don't know. It's a weird conversation to have because people always shit on the bass player, but bass playing is very important, very crucial. So it's like everything has to go together. Maybe some songs will rely more on drums, some songs rely more on bass guitar. So it's kind of a stupid thing to make these comparisons. I'm just saying for myself, I don't think I could have taught myself drums. Like I was able to teach myself simple guitar stuff and progress from there. Would I have been able to teach myself how to play drums? Probably not. Going forward, if I do ever record any of these songs professionally, yeah, that'll be the biggest issue is finding a way to mimic drums or put drums in there somehow. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to make it sound fake and so plastic, so I have to come up with something new, I guess, or find a different way to do it. But I guess that's a good place to end this because I'm always thinking about the next step, which is to actually record these songs professionally or have somebody else do it. I really don't care. I just want to get these songs made somehow, some way. And I feel like this is the best way to put it out there right now. Uh, I decided to do a Ween song for my musical DNA this week. I was gonna do Buenas tardes, amigos. I forget how it goes. But I wanted to pick a waltzy song because I write so many waltzy songs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe my biggest inspiration for waltzes is Ween. That sounds weird, but go listen to the Mollusk. If you listen to the Mollusk, which is one of my favorite albums of all time, it's probably in my top 50 albums of all time. The production, the album cover, the lyrics, just the songs are amazing. And there's a lot of waltzes. Like some of them are kind of sea shanties. But I was gonna pick Buenas tardes, amigos, which is not on that album. Buenas tardes, amigos. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But it's too long of a song to remember all the words. And I feel like I'm going to have to sing it in a fake Mexican accent, which might be wrong to do. I don't know. I watched a couple videos of people covering it, and I was like, I probably shouldn't cover this song. So I'm either going to cover The Golden Eel by Ween, or what was the other one? Just The Mollusk, the title track. Probably The Golden Eel, because I feel like I could cover that song, and it's only like 3.5 minutes. And it's a cool waltzy type of feel to it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think that's how it is. But yeah, I like waltzes, man. It's a lot of my songs are waltzes. It's probably the time signature I like to perform because I could kind of get into the groove more than a simple rock song or whatever. And Ween might be my biggest influence when it comes to that. That's weird to say. When you think of waltzes, you think of like, I don't know, Southern gospel music maybe. Like you go to some honky tonk club and you dance to waltzes. Like it's a weird. But there's heavy metal waltzes. Like it's just a cool time signature. It doesn't have to be like dancing like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It's a cool time signature because it gives you that swaying feel, and you could really improvise a lot of stuff with that. So to kind of pay tribute to Ween, because I feel like they're the biggest influence on me when it comes to writing waltzes and enjoying waltzes. It might be Ween. So that's why I picked them to do this week. And I'll do that either later today or tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you can get a sense of how the song goes, because that's the whole point of doing this. Maybe I was thinking I should end these videos with me playing the whole song, like without me talking about it, but I don't know. I think people get the idea of how the song goes. I could always go back later and try to do that, I guess. Scores of heavenly light emanating passing. I think you get how the song goes, even if I'm doing it in segments of showing the verse, then the pre-chorus, or the bridge, or the chorus, then the outro jam. Like, even if I split it up like that, I feel like people get the sense of how the song goes, what type of genre this song could fit into, and it's called Anatomy of a Song, so I really can't do it any other way. Like, I feel like I need to play the parts and then discuss where my head is as a songwriter, or where my head was 10 years ago, which isn't that different, to be honest. I don't think I'm that different. But yeah, I think I'll cut it there. Go to my Substack page later and you could read this post that I'll write about this song. I'll include some links to those bands and songs that I talked about earlier, and yeah, go listen to some music.